Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I know you only have a short time to interview, so definitely want to make it quick.
Sure.
Just have a few questions. So I know you are the VP General Manager of United States Soup for Campbell's, and I was reading a little bit about the campaign, and I wanted to know kind of when Campbell's decided to sign on with Stamp with Hunger and how it kind of started, and if your participation has changed at all through the years.
Yeah, good question. So Stamp Out Hunger is, this will actually be the 16th year, and as you're probably aware, it's the nation's largest single-day food drive. And Campbell's has been working with the National Association of Letter Carriers pretty much since the inception of the business, of the campaign. And the really interesting thing about this campaign is on the one day, it's the second Saturday, so this year it's Saturday, May 10th. What we do is we work with the National Association of Letter Carriers to encourage people to take bags of non-perishable foods and put them out by their mailbox, and then all of the letter carriers come around and they pick up these bags of food and they donate them to local food banks in each city. Campbell Soup has been a proud sponsor and involved in this since the inception of the program. We've worked with the National Association of Letter Carriers, and together we've been able to collect more than 836 million pounds of food since it started in 1993. This year we're going to go for another 75 million. And you asked how's our involvement changed over time. It's just gotten bigger and bigger every year. What we try to do is every time the campaign starts out, we give a big donation from Campbell's. This year we're going to donate 1 million pounds of food to kick things off this year.
What was it last year?
I think it was a little less than that, and we try to increase it every year.
And I know Valpak just signed on to help. Are you looking to reach out to any other businesses for other support?
The National Association of Letter Carriers does work with a variety of different people, but mainly nonprofit organizations. So it's primarily Campbell's that has been behind it, and we try to support it through all of our brands, whether it's Chunky Soup or it's our famous red and white condensed soup, or even Pepperidge Farm and our V8 beverages. All of those businesses do their part to try to help this campaign.
Wow, and I was reading a little bit about it, and I know that they can, you said leave food out, go to post offices, and there's this new thing that they can donate online. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? I think it's called the Virtual Drive. Yeah,
it's an excellent question. So one of the challenges for this drive in places like particularly New York and Chicago is that sometimes it's hard for residents to get their donations out so that the letter carriers can pick them up. So a couple of things. First of all, in all the major cities, we encourage people, if they don't have a post office drop, to take their sturdy bag, because we need sturdy bags for these products, fill them with non-perishable foods, and they can take their donation to their local post office the week of May 5th, anytime during that week. But this year, they've started up a new drive, which they're calling the Interactive Virtual Food Drive, and they're doing it in combination with Second Harvest. And so if you go if you're in New York or Chicago and you go to www.secondharvest.org/stampouthunger, so www.secondharvest.org/stampouthunger, you can actually donate food or monetary, and you're going to help out the food banks in those cities.
And are you planning to, I know it's just in New York and Chicago now, but are you planning to expand to other cities in the future?
Absolutely. I mean, we think this is the first test drive this year, but I think we're very interested in making sure that the opportunity to give donations on this very, very important day is available to everybody. And there's a lot more information if you're just interested in getting reminder emails or just learning more about the program. If you go to www.helpstampouhunger.com, that's got all the information, and it's got reminder emails, because sometimes people hear about the word and then they forget the day of Saturday, May 10th. And this way you can remind yourself and also tell friends and families that they should be giving.
Wow, that's such a good idea. And for you, what is the most rewarding aspect about being involved in something like this?
Yeah, excellent question. One of the things that I didn't realize until we started working on this campaign was actually how difficult it is for these food banks to get donations during this time of year. Typically, they get a lot of donations around the holidays, around Thanksgiving, or around the winter holidays. But during this period of time, it's just before a lot of the kids are coming out of their school lunch programs. And what they tend to find in a lot of these food banks is they're pretty depleted by this point. This, because it's the single biggest food drive day of the year, is their chance to rebuild their stocks so that they can get through the long summer and take care of the millions of Americans, frankly, that take advantage of donations from these food banks. So I guess the thing for me personally is, having 3 little girls of my own, it's an opportunity to help teach them a way to give back in their local community, and also have it happen not just around the holiday time, but also around the summertime when it's so important.
Wow. And I know, that's actually going to be my next question. I know you coordinated Stamp Out Hunger with your other programs, Labels for America. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you tried to kind of get the schools involved? And I know there was something about points adding up if they donated.
Sure. We have a campaign that's on Campbell's that's ongoing. That's Labels for Education, and one of the things that we've always done is we stood behind people collecting Campbell Soup labels and/or any of the labels on our products and being able to donate them in order to be able to get various different equipment and other things for their local schools. And so we try to use that campaign also as an opportunity to outreach to people about the importance of giving back.
Oh, wow. And I'm trying to think. I think that's almost it. The only other question I really had was, and I know you said you're kind of projecting for, 75 more million pounds. But I know one of your concerns was obviously with the economy and stuff like that. Do you think that will have any effect on how much people donate, or you're still kind of confident that?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think obviously it's very tough economic times, and it's a time where I think people know just from personal experience how difficult it must be if you're in a situation where you're working from a place where you're one of the more than 35 million people living in households that experience hunger or the risk of hunger. And I honestly find that it's during these periods of time where there's somewhat of an economic downturn that people actually want to reach out and give more because they just know how much it hurts. And I think, we at Campbell's want to encourage people to recognize that this is a very easy way and not a very expensive way for people to make sure that the food gets directly to these people that are in need. And I mean, how simple can it be? It's Saturday, May 10th, you just put a bag of non-perishable food out, and it gets picked up by your mail carrier, and off it goes.
Wow, and there's no limit or, minimum for people to donate. It could be 1 can, it could be 100.
There is no limit, and there is no minimum. Certainly, they can give as much as they'd like.
And is there a way, I was reading something about just donating money. Is there a way to instead of donating cans, to donate that?
Sure. On the virtual drive, there is, and if you go on to www.helpstampouhunger.com, it'll give you more information about that area.
Oh, wow. All right, well, thank you so much for this.
No, thanks for having us.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.